Welcome to Holistic Human Performance Podcast. My name is Gena Bradshaw, where we talk all things holistic health, wellness, spirituality, fitness, meditation, energetics, and so much more to help you become the healthiest version of yourself. Let's dive in. This is not medical advice. This is simply to help you on your journey through health, fitness, and wellness. I hope this helps. You can complement this with anything that you are doing currently in your life. Enjoy. Non-toxic products are a huge part of what I want other people to understand. It makes a huge difference in your health and well-being, and especially in my own life. I've seen it before my eyes. It has improved my health on a whole other level, and I've seen that in other people as well. And that is why I started to create my own holistic products and essential oil infusions so that you can utilize them in your day-to-day life. You can smell good, you feel good, and it is beneficial for your health. And that is why I welcome the Holistic Human Performance Essential Oil Infusion Collection and Holistic Products. You can head on over to holistichumanperformance.co/shop and get your holistic products today. Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Holistic Human Performance Podcast. I'm your host, Gena Bradshaw, and today we have a special guest. We have Michele Dostis with us today. And obviously, I want to share the story of how we kind of like connected, because honestly, we're like soul tribe. We just like understand each other. We met on social media, right?
We did. We met on Instagram.
Yes, on Instagram. I say this all the time. I'm like, if you can utilize social media positively, like you can meet the best kinds of people. I swear, your soul tribe just comes to you from all parts. And I really, really, really we instantly had a connection. We just started chit-chatting, and you actually sell my essential oils out of your practice, which is like so amazing to hear. An acupuncturist and an herbalist like is, it's just like validation for me that what I'm doing like works, and it makes a difference basically. So I'm really happy about that. So Michele is an acupuncture and herbalist, and also she has a master's degree in Oriental medicine and currently a doctoral candidate. I also didn't know this, that you're a yoga teacher, which is amazing. I love all the things you're doing, and I'm so happy to have you on. So without further ado, welcome to the podcast.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here today.
I know. And so we started vibing, and you were telling me your story. When someone goes into this type of work, there's always a story behind it. So I always like to start there. So, we started talking about aromatherapy and how much it's like helped us, like full obsession with aromatherapy and essential oils. And we were talking, and you really love the Ala Tata essential oil.
I literally put it on every day. I can't get enough of it.
It makes me so happy.
It smells so good. I can't.
It makes me so happy. And so we started talking about your journey and how you even got into, because that was like your entry point into what you do, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So why don't you tell us about your journey and how like aromatherapy has helped you, and kind of like that breadcrumbing to what you do today.
Okay. Yeah, so I am, like I said, a licensed acupuncturist and herbalist, and I got here today, and I build my business pretty much around helping people with anxiety and gut health, because that is something that I had dealt with at a young age and didn't know how to deal with.
Yeah.
Back in high school, in middle school, it's not as prevalent as it is today to know what anxiety was. Back then, it was just like, oh yeah, you're nervous. Like, we can always just like move on from it. Obviously, having anxiety disorder isn't very easy to move on from. So,
right.
I had taken.
I'm sorry, I want to pause you right there, because we're around the same age, and I can't remember ever hearing like the term anxiety as much as I do today. Like as a kid growing up, it just like wasn't talked about. Nervous system dysregulation, like, wasn't
What
talked
is
about. It
yeah,
wasn't spoken about in school. And now it's like everywhere, which is absolutely phenomenal. However, we had to really like figure it out on our
exactly.
own. So yeah, I love that you turned something like that into a positive. Anyways, go on.
Yeah. So I had anxiety growing up, and I was actually about late teenage years. I said 18 or 19. I was kind of sick of living that life where I was scared to leave my house. I wasn't able to, sometimes at 3 months at a time, I would just be home, just always having panic attacks and really not knowing where to go. So I kind
Mm,
of just started deep diving. I mean, I went to Barnes and Nobles and looked at every herbal book you can ever think of. I took nutrition classes when I was in college. I wanted to be a nutritionist at first, because I believe that food heals the body.
yep.
And then in doing that, I had found out so much about essential oils. Like a fact about me is I used to be on anxiety medication when I was younger, because that was also a thing to do. A lot of alternative things weren't available as much as they are now.
Right.
Um, and I got off of my medication through lavender essential oil. And I, to this day, use it every day. I have it in my purse. I have multiples of them because it has been the like essential thing to help me calm my anxiety whenever I do have it. So that kind of just snowballed into where I am today. I want to be a nutritionist because food heals the body, but I wanted to do more for someone than just give them a food list and for them to go home. I wanted to be able to heal them within the space that I'm in, for them to
Mm,
go home and finish their healing as well. Because, everybody has to do their own healing as much as somebody can help them. And then I found acupuncture. I went to an acupuncturist with neck pain, and I went to all these different physical therapists. Nothing was really helping until I went to an acupuncturist. And honestly, I went there for a couple of sessions, and I was just like so amazed by the fact that I went in for my neck pain and my anxiety healed itself. And I've never
wow.
felt peace before. Like the peace that I felt that day, I never felt my anxiety being washed away. And it just completely convinced me to become an acupuncturist and be able to help people like myself. When people like have like their last resort, they don't know where to go. And I've always said this since the beginning, is that I always want to be someone's first choice instead of their last resort.
Yep.
And I want to be able to change people's lives the way that acupuncture changed me.
Yeah. I mean, okay, so immediately when you said your anxiety naturally went away when you were doing like when you were getting acupuncture done, what's interesting is because you said your neck represents like being peaceful with life. And you just said
Yeah.
that you have never felt more of a sense of peace. I'm like, holy shit. This stuff
The
is
issue really is,
amazing. It's like incredible. And like you said, if people knew about that and, you have to really like do your due diligence as a conscious consumer and being your own patient advocate of like, okay, let me try this, let me try this, let me see what works and
yeah.
understanding like the science and really like the why behind it. So can we go into like why acupuncture is so great for our health and well-being and like it literally I get acupuncture done once a month. Like it has to be
Love
in my
it.
reputation, like has to,
Yeah.
undoubtedly.
It really is amazing. I do this. I try to do at least 2 to 3 times, even myself, get acupuncture done because it's just an amazing medicine. It helps regulate our nervous system. It balances out our brain waves. It puts our body back into balance and harmony. It does so much for ourselves that we don't even know that we're out of balance sometimes. And I think that's really important that we go to these things when we are not feeling pain, because a lot of times pain's like the last step of
Right.
like your issues. When you start feeling pain is when it's like, all right, your body can't take it anymore. So it's so important to keep up and maintain your body so that you won't get to that point.
So
um
many people say that. They're like, why do I need to get it once a month? Like if I'm not in pain, it's like, no, you don't understand. Like that's the point. Like you're
yeah,
supposed to go to like enhance your health and well-being because you just go through life and then, stressor after stressor, injury after injury, whatever after whatever, and it just like compounds and it builds and then it's like kaboom, like in your body, and then you show the physical symptoms. So think of this as like brushing your teeth. Like this is like a major part of like health hygiene, I believe.
I love that theory. I love that so much. Health hygiene. But it's
It's
so true
true.
because, like, we're boosting the immune system. We're getting rid of stagnation. We're getting rid of like that old trauma that's held in the body. Like the book, The Body Keeps Score. Your body
Yep.
truly does. Like emotions and trauma, even like a little stress that you had during the day, the body can hold on to that and it can come out through pain and imbalance. So even doing it once a month or twice a month, just getting that body moving and releasing that stored trauma is just so important. And I think a lot of people think acupuncture is just for orthopedic pain. They think, oh, it's just neck pain, back pain. But why my anxiety went away because of my neck pain is because I stored so much emotional like issues in the tissues pretty much.
Yeah, issues in the
And
tissues.
it is, and everything is connected, especially with acupuncture. Like you can have back pain, but that back pain can be coming from an imbalance somewhere else in the body. So if we clear up that back pain, all of a sudden your edema in your legs had gone away. And you're like, oh, I didn't come in for that, but everything is just so connected in the body.
Yeah, and like that could be the root cause. Like your
Yeah.
back pain is probably not the root cause of
No,
what's
it's
actually
symptom.
going on. Your body's just showing you a sign in that way.
Yes,
I'm
and that's
curious.
what I pride myself on is like acupuncture in general. The main theory, I guess, is to find the root cause, to heal the root cause. So we're not just healing symptoms; we're healing what caused it. And what's so amazing about acupuncture is it's not me that's healing you; it's me helping your body heal itself, so
Mm,
that it'll never come back. We're we're curing the issue. Well, not curing,
right.
but
Well, I mean,
you know,
I know we have to be careful with
hard to
that
say.
word, but like honestly, let's be real, like you can heal your body, you can cure whatever's going on. It's
Yeah.
just a matter of if you're willing, open, and able to be honest. Now,
Yes.
I'm curious because I like anxiety is a symptom, right? It's
Yeah.
not an actual disease like everyone thinks it is. It's a symptom. However, what do you think? Because I feel like this would be really helpful for the listeners based on your own like childhood and just upbringing, like what do you think brought about that symptom of anxiety?
When I was a young age, I guess I remember the first time I had anxiety. And it was pretty much just being in school,
Mm,
and having health anxiety. So I'd be kind of nervous about having a stomach ache or getting sick or kind of just around like health in general. And I think it really just comes as being a kid, you kind of absorb things around you without even realizing it. I remember some kid in the lunchroom had told me that her mom said she was going to die if she had too much sugar or something like that. And then I listened to that and my body just held on to it. And I grew up thinking that, if I did this or I did that, I would have this health anxiety around it. And I guess it just kind of grew from there. I think a lot of times our like things happen in our childhood that we don't really understand, and we hold on to it, and it can create anxiety and it can create different issues growing up.
yeah, absolutely. So you literally took a limiting belief of
Yeah.
someone else
Yep.
as a child and it got lodged in your energy field and
Yeah.
then eventually into your body where you became anxious or like these symptoms would arise. Fear, really, fear of the
Yeah.
unknown. Anxiety is fear of the unknown, and on an energetic meaning standpoint.
Of
And so
course.
like it makes so much sense like what you're saying, and so many people need to know this. Like
Yeah.
it's so
And
important.
also anxiety comes from different things too. I mean, it could be a
Right,
health issue, it could just be a chemical imbalance, it can
right,
be, certain neurotransmitters aren't sparking the way they should.
right.
It's not always just someone had
One
said,
thing. Right.
I just know that from my experience, I just remember the first day I've ever had anxiety, and it was from that. Then it
Wow.
was
And you're
kindergarten.
in kindergarten. Like, come on
kindergarten.
now.
Yeah.
5 years old. Like,
And
that's wild.
I don't know. And then I just held on to that health anxiety and then I became a health practitioner. So, everything happens for a reason.
I know that I always talk about this. Your adversity is always your medicine. That's
Yeah.
literally showing you, and how ironic. Like you came all, look at what you do today.
Yeah.
And you literally help people with that. It's like your soul chose to come into this world to work on that and like that be your special gift of helping other people in this way. And you have to experience it, you have to overcome
Yeah.
it in order to really understand what that person is going through.
I say that all the time. I have a quote in my room. It says, everything that happens to me is the best possible thing to happen. It's actually by one of my favorite books. It's called Zen and the Art of Happiness.
Mm,
That changed my life. And it really just like rings true because, I got into that car accident. And if I didn't get into that, I wouldn't have went to an acupuncturist and I wouldn't have figured out this is, my anxiety wouldn't have changed and I wouldn't have figured out this is what I wanted to do in life. And I just, everything happens for a reason and we all are on like a path to where we're supposed to be. um and even you're right though, anxiety is like a symptom of what our life is, or what things, like even a vitamin deficiency can give a symptom of anxiety. Like
right.
things we can fix very simply can change our whole lives.
Yeah. I mean, I always say this too. It's like if you're not feeling good, like check your energy first before you like head over to the doctor, before you go on that medication, like check your energy first and see what's actually going on, because then it kind of like snowballs and then you get these other adverse side effects
Mhm.
and it just snowballs and then you're like at a point of what you said, like the last straw of finding
Yeah.
someone, like you, like me. And unfortunately, that is the reality of it. So, what would you say to people when they're looking for an acupuncturist? Like, what are some recommendations you have for people when they're looking to build their health team and bring an acupuncturist or herbalist on board?
Yeah, I mean, one thing, of course, make sure that they are a licensed acupuncturist. Some states let chiropractors or let medical doctors do acupuncture, which I don't generally prefer or recommend because, we spend 5 years knowing and learning about Chinese theory, where a lot of other practitioners are just taking weekend courses. So definitely a licensed acupuncturist.
No,
Yeah.
that's scary.
Yeah, it's in physical therapy they call it dry needling, but it could
Yes,
just
I've
be
seen that.
could be very dangerous if you're not doing acupuncture the right way. And it's also, like I said, it is a medicine. It's not just a modality. It is like a deep, rich, like enriched in like fundamentals and theory, and it is so much like information that it's definitely not a weekend course. So licensed acupuncturist.
Yes.
And also just finding an acupuncturist that's willing to advocate for you. Patient advocacy is so important these days. Somebody that is on your level of understanding how you're feeling, making sure you feel comfortable, and being able to kind of go with how you're feeling. Someone that's not going to force you to, do 30 needles if you only want to do 5. Like I always say when my patients come in, I'm like, where do you not want to be needled? Because I will not go near there and we can work on, doing it in different places, because sometimes people are like, they had trauma in their neck. They don't want their neck to be touched. No problem.
Mm.
Let's do something else, somebody that's going to understand them.
That's key. Yeah. I've never
Yeah.
even thought about that actually. I think
Yeah.
I'm just like one of those people, I'm like, needle me up. Like, let's go.
Yeah, anywhere, everywhere. Some people don't care. I haven't had a patient yet tell me they don't want to be needled somewhere, but I always ask because it's so
Mhm.
important to feel comfortable. And you're never needled to the table. If you don't want the needles in, we take them out, and
Yep.
that's it. Because it's different for many people to just sit with needles in their body.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not normal. Like every day. For me, it's normal, but.
I know. In other countries and other parts of the world, it is though.
Oh my god, in China, it's so funny. I heard someone say that, like the hospital in China, they'll just needle you and then you'll wait in the waiting room. I was like, they let you walk around with them?
I know. That's wild. Oh my God.
Like,
Wait, that's pretty like amazing though. Can we do
yeah.
that here? Like, please?
Yeah, right in the hospital, that'd be great.
That'd
I
be
mean, I think
amazing.
they are having more acupuncturists in hospitals. I know that my aunt went to, I think it's Sloan Kettering. Is
Yep,
that
they
it?
have an integrative
They
floor.
do. She had my aunt had breast cancer. She's okay now, thankfully. But she had gone through a trial where it was like either acupuncture or like sham acupuncture they call it, to see like
What's the difference?
so sham is like just fake acupuncture, and then there's acupuncture.
Oh,
So it's
okay,
pretty much
okay.
just like a research paper, and
Okay.
she was put into a trial.
Got it, got it. I just wanted to, I've never heard, yeah, sham acupuncture, like fake
Yeah.
acupuncture, basically.
Which,
Got it.
there's such a big conversation on sham acupuncture versus real acupuncture because, you're putting the needle still in the body or near the body, so the energy is still there. So it's like, is it really sham?
I know. That's that's how they can I know. It's really like again, those limiting placebo effect too. Like,
Oh, yeah.
okay,
Is
it's interesting. But with Memorial Sloan Kettering, I've spoken about this before. Like this was a while ago though. So they didn't offer me like I didn't know about the integrated floor.
Oh, really?
So yeah, which is I was like, what the hell? Like, why didn't I know about this at that time? Because that would have been so helpful for me.
Yeah.
Thankfully, I have people in my family, like my cousin's a medical massage therapist, and his business partner is an acupuncturist. So like I started going there. But hello, it would have been nice to know about that.
Yeah, definitely.
Um, Now I'm curious because you utilize my essential oils when you're going about your practice. So I'm curious, can you talk about how you integrate the aromatherapy within, a session?
Yeah, of course. So I always have my diffuser on with essential oils. I have a few different blends that I use. Obviously love to put lavender on because that's my favorite.
Obviously.
Um, and then so I know that you have I think 5 or 6 essential oil blends. Correct
Yeah,
me if I'm wrong.
6. Yep.
So I have them out, and listen, they go so much. Everyone buys them. I love it.
Thank you. Oh my God, that's amazing.
But I have them out, and I kind of pick and choose on what today's session is wanting to look like. So if they have back pain, I'll use something more like awaken, something that has like that experiment in it,
Yep.
and something like more like
Peppermint and
eucalyptusy.
eucalyptus.
Yeah. So something that's like, very like opening and reducing inflammation.
Mm,
Whereas if someone's coming in and they have anxiety or they're feeling a little stressed, I'll use like relax and restore, or I'll use fearless, something like that. I always put it like the back of the neck when we have anxiety. I always like rub it on my hands and just like kind of hold it like above their face so they can smell it and just feel more relaxed. I also put it on acupressure points during the session. Breathe in the essential oils. We'll tell them to take a deep breath. I work a lot with breath work as well through my sessions. So I work with like breathing in the essential oil and calming the nervous system down, using on acupressure points, all the good stuff.
I am loving this so much because this was like 100% my goal when I was creating. Like, again, coming from just like learning about herbs and just full obsession with aromatherapy and how it makes me feel. I literally have in my office right now I have the relax and restore, the lavender and lemongrass vibes going on right
Yeah,
now, and it's just like so soothing and so it makes you feel like clean, I guess you could say
yes,
too, because it's
it
like
is.
pure.
And it smells so good. And I said this, I mean, I've talked about this off camera with you. I use Alatato almost every day. I love the smell of it. I'm a big person of our skin is the biggest organ in our body, so not to put like toxic things on it. So I haven't used perfume in years. And when I smell this, I use it every day as perfume because I'm like, this smells
Right?
amazing. And my boyfriend's like, what did you buy? I was like, I know.
Woo!
It smells good.
And you know what else with that's really cool that you said that too, because it's a multi I designed them to be multi-purpose. And
Yeah.
same thing, I haven't used perfume in years because it literally gives me an instant headache with all the
Yes.
bullshit
Oh,
and
I
chemicals that they
instant
put in
headache.
it.
Yes.
Instant. So that was like also my thing. I was like, I want to like smell good, smell divine, that divine feminine vibe. So I love that
Yeah.
your man was like, ooh, what is that?
Yeah. I was like, oh, my new. But it smells so good. And I also I use Altata for period cramps. So when I have like when I get my period, I put it on like my lower stomach. Like within 15 minutes, I'm starting to feel better. It's just
That's like, I mean, this makes my life right now. Like the fact that you are saying this makes my life.
I literally tell you all the time, I'm your number one fan. Like you can't get rid of me.
We are literally part of the same soul tribe, girl. Like we're never letting
Never
go.
leaving.
We're soulmates.
Yeah, I love it.
Oh
Um,
man. Oh, thank you so so much for coming on and just like
yeah, thank you
sharing
for
your
inviting
stories,
me.
sharing your wisdom, having a good laugh. Like this is
Yeah,
awesome. I'm
it's
so
super fun.
excited. So why don't you tell us where people can find you, your practice, so they can reach out. I'll also put them in the show notes as well.
Okay, perfect. So I am Pure Serenity Acupuncture and Wellness. I have an office in West Babylon, 180 Great East Neck Road. You could find me on pureserenityacupuncture.com, or you could look me up on Instagram, Pure Serenity Acupuncture. I do 15-minute free consultation calls if you guys want to book through my booking link. We can talk all about acupuncture and how it can help your condition, because I know a lot of people want to learn a little bit about it before jumping in. And yeah, so you can find me through there. We can have a good little chat.
I love that so much. That's actually, I've never met another acupuncturist that does the 15-minute consult before to like talk about it. So I really
Really?
like that you do that.
Yeah, because
I mean,
a lot of
not
people have
as of
questions
late, but
about acupuncture.
yeah, yeah. And
They
they
don't
want
know what
they
it
want to
is,
know
and
about it.
yeah, and I'm always up for giving free advice. Like I feel like all advice, everyone should be able to get the
Access
help that they
this.
need. Yeah, free access.
I love that. Thank you so, so much for coming
Yeah,
on. What a
thank you for
great
inviting
combo.
me.
I'll see you soon for sure.
Okay.
And guys, if you like this episode, like, share, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.
Bye.